Well, hello again. It's me again. It's still Friday morning, early. Went and saw my counselor last night. Really wanted Steve to go with me. Like, it was very important that Steve go with me. And, which is my boyfriend, for those of you that maybe have tuned in and don't know. So it was really important that he go with me, and so he took me to my appointment, and me and my counselor talked a lot about what happened on Friday, and how they treated me, and how my dad got upset, and how my boyfriend got upset, and yada yada yada. And I talked to her about the boyfriend situation, and she advised me to, well, how can I say? I don't really know how to say this. She was like real supportive and everything, and she talked to me and said that she thought that I told her about today, about them talking to me, the work talking to me, and she said that she didn't think there was anything that they could do to fire me. But, once again, we've already discussed that, so, who knows. But, I told her, I probably should get back to work after the 22nd. And, then I told her about what all happened between me and Steve, and she said, well, you've got to consider his feelings and how he feels, about saying what you said about going to the hospital or taking a bunch of pills to just want to lay down and go to sleep. And I told her that, well, I didn't really mean what I said. I meant that I wanted to take a bunch of pills to sleep, but what I actually meant is if things really got really bad enough that, because everybody was pulling me in 5 different directions, my dad, my department head, my supervisor, and all these people, and then to add it on top of it, and my boyfriend, I was like scared to death I was going to lose him. And I felt like my world was falling apart, and if that was going to happen, then I was taking my happy ass to the hospital, because I just couldn't take all this crap. And then maybe they could give me something to knock me out, and I would be in a safe place where it would be controlled, and they could watch over me, and I just flat out couldn't take it anymore. So that's what I meant to say to him, but it all come out wrong, and I was in a state of mind that I was just so tore up and so emotionally drained, and my emotions were just going faster than thoughts were going through my head, faster than I could think. I was just emotionally drained and just hysterical, crying, everything. It was just, it was the worst day. But anyway, me and my counselor talked about that, and anyway, at the end of the session between me and her, we brought Steve in and we asked him, many questions about, how he felt and stuff, and how he thought, and he just said basically that he wasn't going to put up with that. He wasn't going to put up with me saying that, I was going to take a bunch of pills every time I turned around, and that he couldn't deal with that, because in his line of work he deals with that, and he's responsible for people, and he can't listen to me do that all the time. And he wasn't going to put his kids through, me being here one day and possibly not being here the next. And he wasn't going to put his kids through that. And so he just wasn't going to deal with it. And he wasn't going to stand for me to do that. So if I was going to continuously do that, then he would not want to be with me. So I think where we are is, I promised him that I wouldn't do that anymore. And if I ever felt bad enough to want to, hurt myself or anything like that, that I would just go ahead and go to the hospital. I don't think I will tell anybody anymore and I would just go ahead and just go to the hospital and be done with it. I think sometimes that I just say stuff and I want somebody to care, I want somebody to, I know sometimes I do just want to take a bunch of pills and go to bed and friggin' sleep. I just want to take a bunch of damn pills and fuck and go to sleep. It's not that I want to kill myself or die or anything. I just want to fucking block out the fucking world and just, like, go to sleep. I have enough problems sleeping as it is. I can sit there and work, like, a shift and somebody else's shift, and I can sit for, like, friggin' 2 days unless I take my medicine or something. And then I'll sleep. But, I can stay up for, like, 2 or 3 days straight. At least 2. The most I've done is, like, 3. I remember when I worked for another place, and I worked, like, 2 or 3 different jobs, and I stayed up for, like, 3 days straight, at least 72 hours straight. And, and then by the time I got home, I couldn't sleep because I was so hyped up. And I just get, to the point where I just want to lay down and sleep, and I can't. But anyway, it just, I don't know what it is, but sometimes when you're that stressed out and you're that emotional, you just want to lay down and zone out. I don't know how to explain it. I guess some people would understand. Others won't. But others will. Anyway, so the counseling session went really well. Me and Steve talked, and I think we got closer and we connected a little bit more. I was worrying that we were drifting apart, and then my fear of losing him is like if you do it in degrees of 1 to 10, like mine is like a 10. I'm like so scared that I'm gonna lose him. I'm just like totally fucking freaked. I just can't stand the thought of losing him. And I don't want to be up his ass 24/7 because I don't like it when somebody's up my ass 24/7. So I did ask him if he would like me to go home this weekend so he could be with his kids by himself. Well, actually, I told him that I was going to go home this weekend so he could be with his kids. And now I don't want to go home. It's so pretty here, and he's got everything decorated so beautiful, and I just, I don't want to go home and be alone. It would suck. It would suck ass. Excuse my language. God, my language is so bad tonight. But, it gets that way sometimes. But it would be so sucky to have to go home and just sit there by myself with no Christmas decorations, no nothing, and just sit there. Be depressed all weekend. I'm depressed anyway, but it would be crappy. I guess I could find stuff to do, I always can find things to do, but I would probably lay in bed all weekend and watch TV. But I don't know. So I said, then today I asked him, I said, well, do you really need time to be with your kids I said, do you really want to be with your kids by yourself this weekend? And he's like, well, no. I never said I wanted you to go home this weekend. So I'm thinking, yay! Maybe I can stay. And I can enjoy the decorations, and I can be here with the kids, and I can be with him. Because I really enjoy his kids. He has 4, but 2 live out of state, and 2 live here. The 2 youngest are 9 and 12, and the 2 oldest are 16 and 18. And I just enjoy his 2 that live here so much that I just can't hardly stand it. I love them like they were my own almost. And anyway, this is fixing to end too, so I guess I'll have to talk a little bit more. Hopefully somebody is out there watching. Gosh, I don't know. I don't know what to say. I guess I'll see you in a minute. Bye.